As you know, every day we're going to be working through a nice whole body exercise session to make sure that you're losing the body weight and obviously toning up the muscles accordingly. So take it at your own pace, you work as hard or as little as you want, but ultimately the more you put in, the more you'll get out of it. And I think we're ready to kick off. So you join me in a standing position, just going to warm the body up. So just going for a few shoulder circles to begin with. Loosening off the upper body muscles and taking it back around the other way. So try and build up gradually, working through the full range of motion. From there we're going to take it into a gentle torso rotation. And once you feel starting to loosen off around the spine, around the midsection, we're just going to lift the arm up into the air. And as we do so, taking the ankle up into the air also. Excellent. Alright, just going to take your feet down to a slightly wider stance than shoulder width. And from there we're just going to do gentle forward fold, and then coming up into a little bit of a back bend. Okay, so just working at your own pace. Obviously as we go down towards the floor, we're going to get a nice stretch through the back of the legs. As we open up, really engaging and opening up through the front line of the body. Okay, so 2 more of those. Only work within your own body's limits to make sure that we're not going to overarch the back and cause discomfort. And last one. Excellent. And then from there we're just going to get the legs working a little bit as well. So stepping in and out. When I say a lunge position, I don't mean a full lunge position to begin with. We're just looking for gentle knee drops towards the floor. And then again, progressing it at your own rate. So we're able to get gradually deeper and deeper, taking the knee down all the way to the floor. Okay, and then from there, lifting the arms up into the air again, opening up the front line of the body. Okay, brilliant. Last 2. Brilliant, good job. All right, next one we're going to go in for some side squats or some side lunging type movements. Just to really open up those hips and get the legs fully stretched out. As we go from there, we're just going to bring the hand down towards the floor. Obviously, if you find you're struggling to reach the floor, just try and aim for the knee or perhaps for the mid-calf area. So really feeling those leg muscles doing some work now. Brilliant, good job. Okay, so with every exercise we do, now that we've warmed up a little bit, there's always progressions. There's ways we can work harder, and there's ways that we can work a little bit less if you need to. So we're going to start off with the lighter exercises. First one being a press up. So for those of you that can't do a full body press up, what we can do is go from the knees, as so. Okay, if you find you want to work a little bit harder than that, I'd recommend starting from the floor. Really engaging the stomach muscles and pressing in and out from there. Okay, if you find that's a little bit too easy, then obviously feel free to go straight in for the full body hold press up. Okay, we're going to do a few of these just to warm up the upper body muscles, get the arms, the shoulders and the chest really firing up. So as we come back out of the movement, press out, squeeze the chest. Try and get all the way in and all the way out of the movement as best as you can. Alright, let's go for another 4 and then we'll move on. And 4, brilliant, well done. So if you need to take a couple of seconds, take a couple of seconds. For those of you that are ready to go straight into the next exercises, we're back in for the lunges. So when we're doing the lunges this time, obviously alternating legs, trying to make sure that we're not too short on the stride. Ideally, I'd like to have that knee and that ankle in good alignment. Obviously dropping my back knee down to the floor as far as I can. last few repetitions now. Get those legs really woken up. Brilliant. And again, back into the press ups to get those upper body muscles working. So, choosing the version that you feel is best for yourself. Spread your fingers wide, setting up into that nice straight body alignment. So it's important to try and cycle the breathing into it as best as you can. Breathing out as you exert. Breathing in on the return phase. Brilliant. Last 3 repetitions. Let's go for it. Try and get all the way down. 2, and last one. Excellent. Back into lunges. So obviously when we alternate between upper body and lower body, we're able to get a lot more done in a small amount of time. We're going to go a little bit further on the repetitions this time also. So it's going to aim for 20. The last few repetitions, really pushing in, try and get those legs excited. And final one, excellent. Give it a little shake. So if you need to grab a quick drink of water, now's your time. If you're ready for round 3, again, feel free to join me back in position. For those of you that want to make it a little bit more challenging this time, essentially we can lift the foot up, we can take the feet to a narrower stance, or bring the hands in slightly narrower also, okay? So there's always options. So for me personally, I'm going to bring the feet in a little bit. If you do go for the foot lifting version, just make sure we're not rotating too much and still keeping that good body alignment, okay? Let's go. Excellent, looking good so far. Keep those abs nice and tight. Last few repetitions approaching, now you can really feel those muscles working. And last one. Brilliant, good job. Next exercise, back to lunges. Again, I'm going to show you how to make it a little bit more challenging if you need to. So our regular lunge position will be in and out. This time we're just going to add some hand reaches in. So reaching forwards and down. Every time that we come back out, back to that tall position, reaching down past the knee, but not compromising the back posture at all. Okay? So as we go for that, should feel the load increasing. Get those legs working just a little bit harder this time. So by now you should feel that the heart and lungs doing a bit of work also. Again, it's up to you if you want to work a little bit quicker, or if you want to work just a little bit slower. Right, last few repetitions. Just going to do them facing the camera so you can see where the hand should be in relation to the legs. Excellent. Good job, folks. Well done so far. So again, if you need to take a breather, shake it out a little bit. We're going to get ready for the second block of exercises, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate from the front as well as from the side. So first of all, we're going to reset into our press up position, keeping the body in good alignment the whole way through. I'm going to move the right arm and right leg together, bring it back to middle, 2 and 3. Once we reach the end, if you want to feel adventurous and you want to work a little bit harder, 6 knee drives, and then back down with 3 more side shuffles. 3, perfect. Excellent. So we're going to repeat that a few more times, back up and back down, 2 and 3. Try to keep those hips in line the whole way through. 2 and 3. Excellent. With that, we're going to partner that up and superset it with a set of squats. So when we set up for the squats, we're approximately hip width apart, chest up, keeping the gaze straight ahead, pushing into the heels as we stand. Eight, 9 and 10. Brilliant, good job. So really focus on the technique there, folks, okay? Back onto the floor now. 3 shuffles, 6 knee drives once again. 2 and 3, keeping those hips in good alignment again. We can speed it up a little bit if you need to. Working at your own tempo. But remember, we never sacrifice technique for speed. Excellent, back down one more time. Going in for round 2 of the squats. Fantastic, good job. Back in for the squats, then we're all done, we'll cool down and stretch. Try and get as low as you can on these ones, folks. So you feel those thigh muscles working as well as the hips. And last one, brilliant, well done. Good job. So it's only a quick fire sequence. Feel free to redo it again if you need to, or potentially add a few other exercises in. But for today, we're all done. We're going to have a little shake out, followed by a stretch, and then we're all good to wrap up for the day. So coming back to a regular standing position, shaking the arms out, shake the legs out. Give yourself a few seconds to catch your breath and let your heart rate come down if you need to. So if you have a mat to hand at home, feel free to use a mat. If not, just make yourself comfortable. We're going to begin by forward folding. So trying to grab the toes, allowing the body to fold in on itself. If you can't reach the toes, there's always options. We can potentially hold on to the back of the calf, or if you find that your flexibility is limiting you a little bit, potentially hold on to the back of the knees and just try and get the torso to go forwards. From there, we're going to come up to a seated position, hands behind, fingertips facing away, and just opening up through the chest and through the shoulders. Okay, it's important here to keep a slight bend in the elbow so we're not putting too much pressure into the elbow joint itself. And whenever we stretch, always make sure you breathe in deeply. Okay, last couple of stretches and then we're all good to go. Hands on the floor, into all 4 position. Try and sit onto your heels, and then just bring your head down. Try and sit onto your hips, and then walk your fingertips forwards if you need to increase the stretch. We're going to finish off with a quick thigh and hip stretch, and we're all done for the day. So from that position, lunging into the front leg, trying to get that stretch on the front of this left hip. If you need to, try and rotate the pelvis, really feel it pulling out. If anyone wants to add a little bit of an extra stretch in, feel free to stretch out the arm and the shoulder at the same time. And changing sides, well done. Straight into the other side, feel that initial stretch, and then if you want to add the arm and shoulder stretching as well, just reaching the fingertips down the back. Fantastic. Right, that's us all done for the day, folks. Well done. Thanks for joining me.